take three. I say take three. I'm doing this again. We're doing another personal mixtape here on Mixtapes and Mistakes. I'm doing a personal mixtape for my grandma, Jewel Weatherington, because she's super awesome. I feel like I should have made this a long time ago, but I think that some of these as we go along, I think I'm coming on to like the more difficult ones to do. So to talk about my grandmother a little bit, she's still awesome. So when I was little, we would while we watch TV together in the mornings, because we lived kind of down the street from each other. So I watched like the Big Valley and Bonanza, and Varnum if you're from a certain part of the country. But it was cool because we'd watch the show and she'd be like, oh, Hoss is gonna do this thing, and it happened. Though we were watching the show, and sure enough, he did the thing on Bonanza. But it was great, and I still watch a lot of older television shows like the Big Valley and Gunsmoke and Bonanza when they come on one day at a time. I'm stuck in the 70s and the 80s kind of on TV. But so you get older and you become a teenager, become like lost in your own world and self-absorbed. And it's not until you get older or you come to a certain phase in your life when you realize, hey, old people actually know what they're talking about. And I guess that's one of the things I would tell people, younger people who will see this video, that you should take time to talk to older people that you know, because they actually know what they're talking about. But one of the news flashes is that, and this is one of those things that this year's kind of crystallized for me, is that even as adults, we don't really know like everything. There's a bunch of it's like being in a video game. You level up your character and you have a certain amount of experience, and you come upon the next new obstacle, and no matter how much experience you've gained up to this point, you don't know enough to get past the obstacle. So you have to just fight the obstacle until you overcome it. And that's one of the things that my grandmother has always done. And really, that's what I can say about all of my grandparents, is that they're all from a certain generation where it really was about surviving the situations they were in and overcoming and imparting knowledge to their kids and their grandkids. Like, because the things they went through were the groundwork for kind of where we are today. And so it didn't really matter in the long run that when she would talk to you, you wouldn't quite understand what she was really talking about. But it's just like everything else that I've discovered about getting older, is that people will give you knowledge, or you will have conversations with people, and you don't realize until way later that's probably some of the most important conversations that you're going to have in your entire life. And you had them when you were like 15 or 19 or 25, and then you get older and you're like, whoa, I missed the boat on that. Like, I missed what they were saying to me. And sometimes you get the opportunity to go back and make that work, and sometimes you don't. What I will say about the music on this mixtape, it's a lot of country. My grandparents were all big fans of different types of country music, different types of music in general. So I kind of mixed the older country that I know she likes versus like some more modern tracks, and I think she'll like this. I think anybody that will hear this will like this mixtape, because regardless of some of the genre, I think you can tell what talent is when you hear it. The other thing I will say about my grandmother that I really appreciate is that over the years she saw me for who I was. Like, And like is such a indomitably horrible word. Like it's the it's the worst pause, it's the worst like placeholder for sentences. When I was younger, you're like you're a teenager, you're self-absorbed, but I didn't realize that my grandmother and my aunts, most of the adults in my life, to be perfectly honest with you, were really kind of paying attention to me and kind of seeing what I was going through, because everybody's going through something, and in their own different ways tried to help me. It wasn't always in the idea of pulling you aside and talking to you, though I think that probably should be done a lot more. And it also wasn't, and I think this is generational. I think that most people aren't brave enough to say the things they need to say to people. My grandmother was not that person. My grandmother is not the person who would just be like, you know, if she's got something on her mind or on her heart, she'll just tell it to you, and then you have to process it. Like you have to come to deal with it. And all my grandparents were really like that. They would tell you what they were thinking, and you know, you could like it or not like it, but it was said. And I think more people should do more of that, because as this year really has kind of crystallized for me, nobody knows how much time they got. Nobody knows what's going on. You think that you are, you know, living your life and everything's going great, and you can take a nap and it can be over, or you can twist your ankle and it'll be over, or you could sneeze the wrong way and throw your back out. You know, you could fall down the wrong way and be paralyzed. Anything can happen to you, honestly. It really is the valley of the shadow of death. And most people don't really think about that. And they should. So that's what's on my mind. I was thinking about my grandmother, and I wanted to kind of, as I had finished her mixtape, I wanted to kind of get on here and say a few words and tell her that I loved her. I love her because she's awesome. And even though she would pick at me sometimes about how, you know, I take carrots out of the ground and not rinse them off and just eat them, you know, she'd laugh at me because she'd be like, you gonna eat that with the dirt on it? It was like, yeah, because it's tasty. This is what happened when you're a kid and you're running around, your grandparents are growing stuff in the field. You're like, ooh, I'll pick these peas. Pick, eat pea. Pick, eat another pea. Like, I can't tell you how many peas I ate in the field while picking peas. But I wanted to talk about my grandma and like I say, tell her I love her, and hopefully she enjoys this playlist. I'm gonna keep doing these. I got a couple more to do. I'm going to shoot them and space them out so you'll see them randomly. And if you would like me to do one for you, leave a comment. Or I think I'm going to set up a Facebook for this. I don't know how to figure that out. But all right, I love you all. I will see you again when I do another video.